It's Gil. Son of a Gil. There he is.
Yep, there I am. It's ready whenever you are. Let me see if I have the position good for you. That works.
It looks great.
I had a pretty one down today.
I put on my Twitter too.
I know. All right. Good morning, Rotary. Do I ring the bell first? I did ring it. I forgot. It's been a while. All right. If y'all can join us. I think Buck is going to lead us in the prayer this morning.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, for many blessings. Thank you for our club. Thank you for the service we can perform. Thank you for the first responders and the military. We ask you to keep them safe in their duties. We ask you to bless this food and nourish our body. In Christ's name we pray.
And lead us in the pledge.
Here it is.
I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance. The United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. So who all do we
Hey,
have?
Marion.
Hi, Marion. Nice to see
Howdy.
you. I don't
Good to
have
see
my
you.
gallery thing to see who else is in there. Judge, do you know who all from what you're looking
Brooks
at?
is on.
Marion and Brooks and
Hi, Brooks.
I can
Good morning.
change
Hi, good morning.
See,
I don't know, Melissa.
And Jim.
She's not going to be able to join us this morning. Brandon's dog got into something that upset his tummy, so he's not going to be here this morning. And we have V back, Miss Busy V, getting ready for Brown's. What is your Santa? Brown Santa's helpers. If you need help, let us know because we're helpers of everything. We also have Tracy and Dad back again, ready to get bona fides. I hope.
I don't see how I can
Okay,
switch
well,
that.
if I need to say hi to somebody else, let me know. So, quite a few things. We do have our guest speaker today, Mr. Tom Crane. And what is your Assistant Chief Tom from the Marble Falls Fire Department. So, looking forward to having you join us today. Thank you for being here. So, thank y'all for whoever got on the Zoom last week. We kind of had a very small group, but it was intimate and nice, getting ready for the holidays. And here comes Jim. Uh-oh, I got rid of everybody else. So we got Marion's iPad, Brooks. Okay, we're good. And I've lost there, I'm back. All right, let me get y'all up to date on a couple of things and then we'll have plenty of time for our guest speaker. So don't forget December 4th and 5th, there's a need for volunteers out at the Candlelight Ranch going out 1431. And so they have Military Day, Terry, you might be interested, is on December 5th. It's a military holiday day, and they need volunteers to help them out for that. Family Day is on the 4th, and there's zip line training coming up in the spring, and you've got to go through the training if you want to volunteer to help on the zip lines through the summertime. Don't forget our Rotary District has an initiative with the Navajo Water Initiative, and they're going in May. So if y'all want to be a part of that and you're having a hard time connecting, let me know. Jim has I'm the speaker for next week, but it's looking better as of just a few minutes ago for us to go to Julie's Cucina on Wednesday, December the 8th at about 5:30. She's 100% confirming that. She's going to put together some heavy appetizers for us, and then the bar will be open and we can have just a small social time, probably 5:30 to 7. It's not going to go on a long time. Holiday videos are hard to shore up. So she's working with us. And so I will be able to give an email, telephone chain, all that good stuff to make sure we know where to go for our holiday gathering next week. So I was going to put this out here to the club. I'd originally planned on not having a meeting on Tuesday, but would y'all like to join to do an assembly? Because we talked about we had our board meeting since we all were together here last. So I'm going to let y'all tell me what you want to do. Do you want to meet next Tuesday and do an assembly, or you want to not meet Tuesday morning and meet Wednesday evening for social?
Are we going to meet
No, so far we have the 7th would be next Tuesday or Wednesday. The 14th, Jim has the speaker. The 21st, Brandon does, and the 28th is no meeting. So we're gonna miss one in December already, but don't ask for that. So anybody, what do y'all think? Mary?
Well, December the 8th, Brooks and I have to play at church, so we won't be there.
Okay. And also, anybody else not gonna be able to make it the 8th? Buck won't. Yeah, it's just gonna be impossible to find dates that we can all do something. So, all right.
Well,
Can
another,
we count that evening as a meeting? Can I turn it into that? Well, let's just do that. Well, that way we don't have to, yeah, we'll just call it a meeting / party, social time. And that way we don't overcommit ourselves. Yes. Spouses, whoever else wants to come. And like I said, and I'm not being rude. If the phone rings, she's trying to confirm that that's available. So we'll get that tightened up, and I have a plan B if that doesn't work. 5:30 to 7 is what I've asked for. So she'll for sure let us know. So the other thing, and I'll kind of whisper this, evidently our club had put together a Paul Harris Award for the owner of Bluebonnet in the past, and the gentleman passed away before it was ever presented. Does anybody know where that pen might be in the certificate? And who, it would have been 3 or 4 years ago. Because so I think we're wanting to if you'll help us remember with Jim, I don't, if you're hearing this, to try to spark that and we can present it to his son-in-law. So we'll put that
Becky,
on to do. Yeah.
Becky,
Yeah.
you can give that extra pen that you have of mine. I've got others here, so use the one, that extra one.
It's in my possession right now, but we can talk later.
Okay.
I've handed all mine out, but I'll double check that. All right, let's see. So in the board meeting, we talked about the utility of Zoom. And so in our meeting, we talked about no longer adding the Zoom component to make this a hybrid meeting as of January. But I don't know, is it less complicated now? Is this something we could potentially continue?
Much less.
So are we good to go to?
Today is proof of concept.
Okay. So Gil, it had been very cumbersome and a lot of tedious work to follow up after that we just don't always know what goes on behind the scenes. So if we can make it work like this, I think our whole group appreciates the opportunity. So can we just continue that through the first of the year? So we'll just keep that on keeping us hybrid, I think makes us more nimble in the world that we live in. All right, don't forget February 26th is our building the bed. No kid sleeps on the floor in our county and our city. And so I'm excited about that. It's a joint initiative between many nonprofits in our community, any group that wants to do service. We'll just keep building that up. And did he come over and visit with you, Andy? Has Mike called you yet? With the holidays here, I'm sure it's going to be a little delay. So
What's the date?
Hopefully we'll have it there. Yes.
The date?
On February the 26th. It's a Saturday. So Chris Jett, y'all, if y'all see him, tell him we're missing him. He's supposed to be coming and hanging out and visiting with us. And Marion, there's some grant seminars coming up in January. We need somebody else from our club to also go to the grant writing. I think Jim, we kind of talked to you about that, but I'm planting the seeds now because those are going to be here when you blink your eye. The middle of January will be here. We have to have 2 people who've gone through those trainings in order to access the funds available through Rotary International at all. So anything else? Judge?
Yes. There's one more thing we've committed to. Did I lock up? Did I lock up?
Marion, you're good. What you got?
Okay, there's one other thing we've committed to that no one in Rotary in any of our 3 clubs seems to know about yet, and that is the bell ringing. I went yesterday online to sign up and no one has rung the bell until I did, or at least no one has signed up until I did yesterday.
Okay,
No one at all. Not
word out. All righty, not a problem.
So we're behind a week. We're over a week behind.
I just
Not
sent that.
one single soul has rung the bell but me.
All right, well,
I just
That's-
resent an email with the link, so everybody should have a fresh link to the sign up.
that's a great idea. Email with the link is coming our way for us to jump in, and sounds like a little communication systems hiccup, and we'll just close that gap and rock on and try to get everybody motivated and paying attention to your email. Are you guys getting email distribution, Deb?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just double check when it comes around and pass it on. And if you have friends in the other clubs, be sure I'll send it over to Lorinda for the noon club as well, so we can keep everyone tuned in. Thank you
Does
for letting
anyone-
me know about that.
Becky,
Yeah,
You said something?
I've sent links to everybody, all the clubs and the coordinators.
Thank you. And then maybe how about a personal touch? Maybe I'll make a phone call like the old fashioned days where we talk to each other. So,
There you
oh,
go.
wow, what am I thinking? Silly people. All right. Anything else going on? We've been busy.
I think 1 minute.
Okay.
Where to go today? Maybe you're out at the great social gatherings at HEB or Walmart. Maybe you're out checking with your CPA for year-end tax planning. Maybe you're out at the store looking for my Christmas present. But wherever you go today and tomorrow and the rest of the week, who are you going to bump into who might make a good daybreak Rotary? I guarantee you before the end of the week, you will see someone that was in the back of your mind and you forgot that person was there. Drag it up. Let me know about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Neil, you want to come introduce your guest?
Good morning. Our speaker, I'm going to make sure I'm not looking at the camera here. Our speaker this morning is Thomas Crane. He is a fire marshal in Marble Falls. Got 35 years of fire and rescue experience. The last position he had was in Pflugerville. Retired, lasted about a year, and then went back to work, and it's been I guess 5 years now. He's been the fire marshal here in Marble Falls. So come on up and.
Good morning. I very much appreciate y'all having me here this morning. Neil asked me to come talk to y'all about a little bit about what we do in the fire service here as far as prevention and things like that. So I put together a little checklist. This is kind of what we kind of go by when we do inspections and things like that. So I'm not going to read over this and bore you to death, but I'm going to hit some highlights and things like that on this and tell you more like what our procedures are here in the city to keep it safe. So again, my name is Tom Crane. I am the fire marshal here and the assistant chief of the Falls Fire Department. I've been in 35 years. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army, and I'm also a commissioned police officer. So I appreciate y'all having me here so I can tell you about these things, because these things to me are very important. They're important for the safety of the community of Marble Falls, and that's why I take it very seriously when I do that. So to start off with our procedures on this, and I'm gonna put my glasses down because y'all don't want to see all that. But our procedures here in Marble Falls are really easy. So we focus on high occupancy, loss of life type of things every year. All our hotels, our schools, our churches, our bars, our restaurants, anything that has a high occupancy of people, we inspect that annually. Or I do. I say we, just like we have this big department. No, we really got me. And a few of our firemen are inspectors also, which they help me out occasionally when they can. So, but with that, we some of the things we look for is on this sheet right here. And one of the biggest things, and coming from a bigger city and things to Marble Falls, which I love Marble Falls, the community here has been nothing but supportive of me and in the Marble Falls Fire Department. But one of the major things I've seen in the smaller communities is lack of addressing on buildings. And the guys tell me way back, because everybody knew that building, who that was, where that was at. You know, if you got a call at Blue Bonnet, you knew exactly where it was at. You didn't have to hear an address. Well, as y'all see, Marble Falls is kind of growing. It's been growing, and it continues to grow. And some of the things we have coming in, expanding wise, you know, addressing is a big deal, because there's going to be things here that we'll hear and we'll go, where is that? So on my priority list, that's one of the biggest things I look at when I go to a business is, hey, where's the address? Is it posted? And sometimes it's about this small up in the top corner underneath, you know, so what I do is I tell people, hey, can we maybe get that on the front of the building, about 8-inch letters? And then, you know, most all the businesses are compliant with that. They want us to know where the business is at. The other thing I focus on is one of my biggest pet peeves in any building is the exit signs. And a lot of people don't realize this, but exit signs, they're designed to do two things. One, be lit all the time. And then if the power goes out, to stay lit. And and a lot of people don't realize that there's a button on them. I don't know if I can reach this. Probably not. I'm really curious. See how that blinked? That means it's working. So if the power went out in this building, there's a battery in there. That will light it up and people can get out. I've always been about the people, getting out of a building and loss of life, getting out, because we can rebuild buildings. We can't rebuild people. And so that's one of my biggest pet peeves when I do inspections is exit lighting and exiting and fire extinguishers. Because if we can take a small fire and put it out before it gets big, then we've done two things. One, we've saved their business, and two, we should have no loss of life. So the fire extinguishers that y'all see, you may have some in your businesses and things like that. You'll see tags on. They're required annually to be inspected and by a certified licensed company. So if I go in there and they've got the tags and some of them hadn't been done in 4 years, which has happened a lot, we'll say, okay, we got to get that done. But one of the things I also don't want to do is have people having to spend a lot of money. So if you have one fire extinguisher in your business, I say don't get the tag. Just replace it every year. It's cheaper than to get them to come out and do a service and all that. So if you just replace that one fire extinguisher every year and keep that receipt and say, I just bought that, that's good. There again, like I said, we in the fire department want to work with our community. We want to do everything we can to help without gouging, for lack of a better word, but also being safe. So that's why I said we work on that, we thrive on that, and we work with the business owners. Most of the stuff we got coming in now, the new construction, is I look at all the plans that come in on that, and I look at them for fire code violations and how we can make sure that that's safe when it's built. It's a lot easier to do it on the front side than it is to come back on the back side. Some of the other things on this, and some of these are for like restaurants, like hood systems and fire alarms and sprinkler systems in these buildings. They're required every year to have a tag on them too. And when I go in there and look at these, I look at that and say, okay, here's the tag, it's good. Because that licensed company is saying that system will work. And if it says it won't work and they put like a red tag, if you see a red tag on something, they have 24 hours to notify me that they red tag that system. Because that system with that red tag is saying it will not work. So if that's the case, if it happens in a hotel or any place that has people sleeping in, apartments or anything, they have to do a fire watch by code. And that's two things they can do is one, hire somebody, or two, provide a maintenance guy that's on site that will have a log that he walked that premises every hour and he logged it on there. And I allow them to do that so it doesn't cost them any more money to hire somebody. But if I show up there, I want to see that log that, hey, I walked this building checking for things just to make sure, because their sprinkler system wouldn't work. And then they have time to get that fixed. But on the red tags, it's quick because the service, it's out of service. You see that a lot with businesses that don't annually call these people to come back. And then when they finally do, if a fire marshal goes there and says, hey, your tag's out of service, and they call somebody to come fix it, it's usually going to be red tag because they've let it go so long. But, things like that is kind of what we do in the fire department to try to make everybody safe. I know it's not, people look at it and say, why are you doing this now? Well, my body's too old for the fire trucks. I love the fire trucks, but after a while, you got to say, you got to go down a different path because it's a lot of fun to get in them. It's really hard to get out of them when you're my age. So that's kind of the path I went down, but I enjoy doing that. I enjoy helping the community. We're here for y'all. We're here for the whole, anybody. All you got to do is give us a call. We'll come out and do fire extinguisher training for you free of charge. We have a simulator thing we bring to your businesses or the businesses, and all the employees will take them through how to use a fire extinguisher. It's free of charge. All you got to do is call us. If anything you really want, all you got to do is call us and we'll be there. Again, this list here, this, like I said, it's more for y'all to look over and kind of, you know, say, if I have a business, what would I look at? One of the biggest things people get mad at me about is storage. Storage is one of those things that everybody needs more of. And when you go there and by code, if you go by code, it's like this building here is not sprinkled. You would have to be 24 inches from the ceiling with any kind of storage. And then you go in these places and they're touching. I don't never take a tape measure. I don't measure and say 24 inches. I do an eyesight. If it's 6 inches, okay, I understand storage. If it's touching, then I'll say some, hey, let's just try to move that shelf down. If you have a sprinkler building, you can go up to 18 inches from it. So mainly because you don't want to block the sprinkler. But a lot of places is storage in the city here. They have so much storage, different things. You go into different businesses, restaurants that have their cut boxes all the way to the ceiling. And the simple fact is it'll spread fire. That's what's written like that. All these things you see on here in the code are in the code because something happened. And it came back and the code writers of the world said, hey, we can fix that by making you do this. There again, our philosophy is to work with the businesses here. We do it every day. We always will. With that, I'd open up if anybody has any questions about anything about the fire service, about us, or what we do. Sure.
So what do you do with the old fire extinguishers? The ones that you're going to replace whenever you do?
Go outside, spray it in the yard, it's biodegradable, and throw it away. Yeah, real simple stuff. And people don't really think, oh, I can't do that. But yeah, you can. You can spray it. It's biodegradable stuff, and just throw the extinguisher away. Don't throw it away full. You know, just go expel it. But a lot of times, if they're old, nothing will come out because that powder in there really gets caked up. So if you take it and you beat on it and just get it loose, it should come out. But if it doesn't, then you can still throw it away. Well, during COVID, I mean, the fire department itself, we had several people that were out with COVID, but you know, they're all good, they're all back. Our protocol through COVID, when our first responders, when they went out to any medical call, when it first started, they were full gown, full PPE, protecting themselves. And it's going down to now that it's called a PPE alert. If it comes in that somebody is possible for COVID, the dispatching will tell us it's a PPE alert, and the guys will fully gown up to do that. Otherwise, they're doing their normal protocol they do anyway, gloves, or masks, just what they would do on a normal call, unless it's come out as a PPE alert.
Did they use you guys though early on to decide how many people can get in the building?
They did, but that went to our emergency management coordinator, which is the fire chief. And he had a lot of the protocol coming down from the state. He deals directly with the state emergency management on that, and then through the mayor and all that. That's where all that came down, but following the state guidelines. As you can see, it's somewhat getting back to some normalcy, which is great. I was myself personally with the vaccine stuff. I got the vaccines because of me, but it's good to see going to HEB where first few months you had to line up a cart and you were in the back by the meat counter by the time you checked out, and now it's back to normal. So I'm hoping over time, and like I said, even the calls have gotten a lot less for people for COVID PPE alerts. So good question. Yes, sir.
Becky was asking about COVID. When the city imposed, county imposed, shutdown restrictions, they removed the occupancy of the building. Right. I've got a small office here on Main Street. I've had it 20 years, and I have no idea what my occupancy was. How do you calculate occupancy on a small business?
Okay, but for actual occupancy for the building, it's done by the square foot. So your business, we say it's a 1,000 square foot business. It's a business, and so it'd be an occupancy factor of 15. You divide that by your square foot, and that's what your occupancy is.
Are there different fire code regulations for small businesses as opposed to?
There's not any different ones. The small businesses are more catered to like the fire extinguishers, the emergency light, and all that. And there's what we call grandfathered. There's a lot of businesses in town that are grandfathered because they were built before the code. So they have different requirements. their requirements are what any kind of code they were built on. New construction has more things than your regular small businesses. Yes, sir, they do. The codes are evolving every day, and when the newer construction is paying, I mean, not paying, that's not a good word, but they're being built to a standard that the other businesses of today were not built, which is good. And it's all stems back from, I mean, so you take a bar, I don't know if y'all know this, but the occupancy load for a bar now is 100, it has to be sprinkled. If it has 100, take 100 people, it has to be sprinkled. And that came from the Rhode Island nightclub fire. Back when that happened, there were 100 people died in there, and they were all trapped by the door. There was all kinds of issues there. But when that happened, they rewrote the code that said any club, nightclub, bar, restaurant that has over 100 occupancy load had to be sprinkled. So we get a lot of business coming in that want to do a restaurant or do this, and their occupancy load's 110, and they're like, "Well, I just put 99." No, we can't do that because it'll hold that. So they either got to put some structures inside to limit that, or go with the sprinkler system. And nobody, from a fire standpoint, we love sprinkler systems. We do. From an owner, and somebody's got to pay the money to put them in, they're not too happy about that. So, you know, it's a balance. Keep it under 100 and you're fine. Go over 100 and you can't. But it's all stems from loss of life. That's where that came from. Good questions. Yes, sir.
Home fire extinguisher.
Uh-huh.
Can we bring them in the fire station to be inspected?
You can bring them in and we'll look at it. We can't tag it. Only a licensed person, but we can look at it, make sure that the gauge is good, and we'll shake it for you. We'll make sure it's good that way. But we have a lot of people come and say, "Hey, you said I had to have my fire extinguisher service and tagged in my business. Can you do that?" We can't. It has to be a licensed fire company, fire license.
But the tagging is only required for businesses.
Correct. At your home, it's not required. Yeah, but we can help you make sure it's good. Yes, sir.
On a home, how often should you replace it?
I would replace fire extinguisher every 5 to 7 years. But I would, every chance I got, if I saw it there, I would shake it. Because if it sits up, that powder gets dry and then it cakes up. So just hit it, bump it, and do that. I mean, that's what I do. I'll go shake mine every once in a while.
So if you're replacing yours in the business every year, you take your home.
You could. So the business ones like that with the annual tag, and that's what they come in and do. They'll come in and hydrostat your extinguisher and make it more alive. They'll clean it. They'll do all that stuff, make sure it's not leaking and do things. That's what they're charging you for when they come in with that tag on there. They said this fire extinguisher will work if you need it. So I mean, that's like I said, it's about $55 because you're paying a $35 trip fee and $20 for the actual service. So that's why I tell people, businesses, if you have one extinguisher, you can buy that same extinguisher for $40 at Home Depot. It's cheaper to replace it every year than it is to cost somebody to service it. Good questions. Any more?
Thank you so much. Thank you for your service too, by the way. You're a real fancy party guest.
Thank y'all
There
very
you
much.
go.
Thank y'all very much.
Awesome. All right. Anything else as we go into December? Everybody get their trees out. We're gonna do an inspection. We'll all be by to make sure we're ready to go for the holidays. Oh, definitely. Thank you, Marion and Brooke, for making that happen every year and being such good stewards of that. And we've been nudged. Yeah, can y'all, Marion and or Brooke, can y'all let us know kind of the process again, review that with us? Because there's quite a few new people in the room. So we'll try to be quiet and listen so you can explain that to us.
The process, well, email a link, and the link, you click on it and it goes to Sign Up Genius. There's two views. There's a standard view you're going to get. You can click our calendar view. It may be less confusing, but you just scroll down through the dates, and it's got north door, south door every 2 hours from 8 to 8. And you sign up, and then you can go to the Walmart, and in Walmart at each door is a red box, and it says, well, one of them says the sign came off the other one. But it's a red box and you open it up and there's all the stuff, the sign, the stand, the kettle, deposit slips. Well, I've got some more of those to give out. Deposit slips and plastic bags. We usually use Walmart plastic bags in the kettle. Just makes it easier to move the money out real quick. But someone needs a specific instruction, someone to show them how to do it. Get a hold of me. We'll talk.
So which bank is the money going to be deposited in?
Oh, I'm sorry. Bank Corp South.
Bancorp South,
Becky.
okay. Yes,
Becky, I wrote some instructions a year or two ago, and I'll send them to you, and you can send them out to the Noon Club and new members and
beautiful.
all
Excellent.
the contacts you have. So I'll look for that right now before I forget.
Thank
Okay.
Wonderful. Anything else, you guys? We're going to go have a great, powerful day today. All righty. All right, stand and join me in the four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and friendship? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? And will it be fun? Have a blessed day. Thank y'all.
Adios.
Right.
Good show.